want you, baby. My love.
Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. I'm Ethan, for those of you guys that don't know me yet, and I am very excited for today's video, which is going to take a look at a Romeo and Juliet lookbook. So this lookbook is going to be based off the Baz Luhrmann version, which I had a chance of rewatching last week, and really inspired me to kind of talk more about it in detail. So I'll leave the article I've written, which will be on the Retro Style website, down in the description box below for those that are interested in seeing more or reading more about the actual movie. But today's video, I thought I'd kind of break it down into a more visual aspect. So the reason why I love the movie and the reason why it inspired me to make this video was because costume design really played such an integral part in distinguishing the story that everyone knows so well, whether it be reading it in high school, which I know I definitely had to, or whether it be watching iterations from, you know, having an old VHR tape, or whatever the case may be. I know it's something that is so well recognized, which is Shakespeare's biggest play, as I might have mentioned. And what I like about Baz Luhrmann's version was the fact that it really rode the wave of that 90s aesthetic, but somehow being so timeless and kind of classic, in the sense that he kind of played with the heavy religious imagery and at the same time wove that into the story with fashion as well. And which leads me on to my point. So I did 4 looks, so 2 Montagues and 2 Capulets, and we'll get onto the first one. So the first one, which is the first Montague look, I based it a lot off from this photo, which I'll leave in the description, which I'll leave up here somewhere. And quick disclaimer, I did use my leather holster bag, which I mentioned about in my previous video, which I'll leave a card up here as well. Just because as soon as I watched the movie and I realized how integral this kind of aesthetic was, which kind of made the aesthetic come to the Romeo and Juliet aesthetic, which you'll see in a minute. And yeah, once I had these, I was like, I knew I can definitely have a lot of flexibility, because that's what I wanted to build it around from. It was these guys too. So the first look, which I did, was based from the Montague boys, which was Romeo's family, and primarily Prada dressed the movie with the Montague boys, so they donned a lot of like Hawaiian shirts, very loud prints, kind of vibrant hair colors, vibrant colors everywhere. And I was telling my manager, like, this first look specifically was definitely the biggest challenge I've had to overcome, purely because, one, those who know me personally knows I rarely wear shorts. Like, it takes a lot for me to wear shorts, and it's not necessarily a confidence thing, it's just something that I'm yet to kind of get comfortable with in terms of styling. So this was kind of my first attempt at styling shorts, and the fact that I kind of went full like color, which is something that I'm still getting more comfortable with, was quite an experience. And what tied it all together was, as I said, my leather holster bag and this Hawaiian shirt that I found from the warehouse, which will be up soon on the website. And yeah, man, like super easy look. I think especially if you're gonna go to a party that's Hawaiian themed and you kind of want to have like that subtle nod to a different film or whatever it be, like if you get these, chuck those on, and instead from going to a Hawaiian barbecue, going straight down in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. So yeah, man, so something that I don't think I'd wear yet, again, maybe the Hawaiian shirt definitely, maybe not the shorts though. But I think overall for this intended look, I think I'm very happy with how it turned out, and something that's very affordable for you guys too. Like, don't think that you have to spend like $900 to $1,000 on Prada Hawaiian shirts. Yeah, stop by Retro Style. We're getting heaps of them soon, hopefully, or even just op shops once everything opens back up again. But yeah, so moving on to the second one. So the second one, I decided to go a bit more of not like a formal Montague approach. So instead of going the daytime kind of Miami era, I went more sort of like classic and kind of formal, I guess, and you'll see more in the photos here. And I used my Balenciaga brogues again, which is in my previous video, as my first pair of shoes that I brought with me. And I featured a pair of these beautiful green straight-legged trousers that really accentuate the fit to a different level. I think that leaving it untouched with kind of this 90s party shirt that I have on top as well, and the harness bag, I think that's definitely, again, along more lines of colors and patterns, which is the Montague kind of aesthetic. However, it's kind of elevating it up just a little bit, but still kind of keeping it along that avenue as well, which I really love. And I think the reason why I chose this fit for that one is because I wanted to show the diversity in kind of just the Montague fit, because I know throughout the whole movie they were very much known for those buoyant, loud kind of colors and stuff like that, and I wanted to play along a color avenue, but also somehow making it a bit more chic and a bit more refined as well. So that was my second Montague look. You'll see in the B-roll as well. The shirt is amazing. The shirt is like it's a women's shirt, or women's shirt that is this kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but it was a very flowy material, but it hugged the body ever so slightly, and I'm happy that I left it untucked instead of tucked in, just because it gave me that more casual vibe, which I really appreciate as well. So yeah, man, that was the second look. Definitely something that you guys should take into consideration if you want to go along that. Like, I think that's for summer nights or even like spring nights, if you want to dress up and still keep it casual during the day as well, but you still see the actual color in the greens and under the sunlight. Like, oh my god. Now we get into my two favorite looks. So if I had to make a decision, me personally, I'd just go with the Capulet family, just because the whole aesthetic, and Tybalt specifically, hands down, I don't care what anyone says, in the top 5 best dressed character in any TV or film, and I will fight anyone against it. My god, I'll put up the inspiration photos that I had of him, or I had for this third look, which is my personal favorite, which you'll see up in these two. And yeah, it was Dolce & Gabbana's Diffusion line D&G that dressed the Capulet family for Baz Luhrmann's version, and my god, I think it is so elegant. I think that rings true more with my aesthetic than the Montague boys. And so you already know I had to go ham with the accessories. So actually, speaking of, if you guys do want to see kind of like a jewelry collection, which I have on my fingers, and you'll see more in the B-roll as well, yeah, do let me know and stand up in the comment box down below if you do want to see a jewelry collection, because jewelry is an addiction for me. Same with tattoos, but jewelry is something that I definitely love to collect, and I'm definitely going to keep collecting them until I'm kind of happy. But at the moment, I could always get more jewelry. So yeah, do let me know if you do want to hear more of that. But with the Capulet family, with this movie, they focused a lot more on the streamlined cuts, the darker palettes, but more specifically the accessories, which you'll see again, which you'll see in the Tybalt photo. So that was kind of my main sort of reference. So you'll see in the third photo, which is my favorite look, as I said, and I featured I featured the rings, and I featured this old necklace from one of my favorite bands, which is 1975, or my favorite band, sorry, and this insane kind of this vintage necklace, which you'll see hopefully more in the B-roll, just how it feels. This vintage sterling silver necklace that kind of gives me that rosary vibe, which played perfectly with the aesthetic of the film, so I already had to bust this guy out. And I paired it up with this velvet floral shirt that we have at the warehouse, and oh my god, where to begin? So, found this shirt, I was like, that's a no-brainer, just because the fit, like, is so immaculate. It's oversized, so I definitely tucked it in as well, but you can definitely leave it unbuttoned. And the colours just definitely suit the part. And I found the belt, again, wandering my way through the warehouse, which is out of the collection. And you'll see more in the B-roll as well, just how well the belt hits in the sunlight, which I hope it catches, which is quite amazing. And yeah, and a pair of like oversized straight like black legged trousers, and these pair of Story Ed 4 boots. So these pair of boots has been my go-to before the Balenciagas for the past couple of years, just because they are definitely a take on the Saint Laurent whites, which is my dream boot. I think, oh man, I really want to save up for those. Those hopefully can come into my possession soon, or the Margiela Tabby boots. But yeah, I copped these guys for a third of the price, which is amazing given the quality of the boot itself. So I definitely will leave a description. I'll leave a link down in the description box below if you do want to check out more Story Ed 4 boots. So those looking for an alternative to the Saint Laurent whites, like guys, like I prefer these ones. I know from the first do some really good ones as well, but these guys I found before from the first, and I am so happy with the quality on these. And like, it's still kind of pricey, but compared to the original pricing of the whites, especially like the Fall Winter 13s, which is considered the GOAT collection of Hetty, which is his first collection, with the exposed zip, like that would be a grail. But at the moment, definitely some good alternatives to the whites. So I paired these with the Capulet looks, just because they were known more for that Western kind of boots rather than Converse, and like, yeah, rather than cotton and just casual shoes. So the third look definitely was the most Capulet-like, just because it played along with the colour of the Capulet family. And I also think that I really wanted to emphasize the accessories, which kind of emphasized the whole aesthetic as well, and I really hope I captured that. And moving on to the fourth look, I decided to feature this shirt that I bought from work last year. So I got this guy, which features a beautiful batwing collar, and it's also got this black stitching down the middle and on the collar as well, which is quite a nice elegant touch. And the reason why I decided to pair it with this is because I hope this catches it, but hopefully the B-roll catches it too. You'll see the cut and the feel on the sleeves. So the sleeves feature this kind of subtle pleat detailing around the wrists, which kind of gives it that balloon effect on the sleeves and on the body, which I think I decided to focus more on the actual cut and the actual silhouette rather than the actual color. Just because I know, well, doing my research on the movie, I know Dolce & Gabbana focus a lot more on the streamlined cut, or the cuts in general. So paired that up with my simple black Acne Studios jeans and my Story Ed 4 boots, which is these guys here. And again, so it features the necklace, this necklace, as well as this other necklace which I talked about earlier. And yeah, so that was my take on the movie. I am so happy with how these four looks turned out. I think definitely something that caught me off guard was having to go out of my comfort zone, especially with the first Montague look. But again, as I said, like, as long as they're having fun with it, which I definitely did, like, you'd be surprised how easy you can get out of your own head as long as you're intending it to style with something, which I think my issue was. I don't think I'd ever wear it day to day, but I think if someone was to ask me, like, how would I style a Hawaiian shirt or how would I style shorts, then I think that's when I would take it in a kind of more intended approach. Overall, really love the movie. Definitely recommend it. For those of you guys that haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Like, you would not regret it. And who doesn't love a young Leo saying all those beautiful Shakespearean dialect? But at the same time, I really want to emphasize the importance of kind of the costume design and kind of costume's ability to play such a vital part in storytelling and the nuances of it as well, which I hope I captured today. But other than that, I hope you guys continue to treat people with kindness, and I'll see you guys very soon. I'll catch you later.